Hello and welcome, everyone. First of all, hi and welcome to the show. How's it going? Hi, Rat Clown Car, Proto Shield, Bobby Cat, Go Wreck, That Gamer Chick, Brother Bill. Thank you for the tier 2 sub. Thank you so much. Mink, hello. Wem, hello. PTP, hello. Proto Shield, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sky Coaster, hello, welcome. How are you today? Binky, hello. So great to see you all. How's it going? I cannot tell you how much I have been looking forward to this chat that I'm about to have tonight. Like, seriously. I started doing the Awesome Streamer Hour in like September, and I have a list of people that I've always wanted to talk to, and this person is very high up there on the list because I love their channel. They're so funny and just an amazing and wonderful, thoughtful content creator. I cannot wait to introduce the amazing and wonderful DrOrochi. Welcome in. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing fantastic, even better now that I'm here right now.
Oh my gosh, I know that you have some knowledge redeems for us today. Please share with us a little bit of knowledge.
Well, you see, I am a person that likes to educate, and I like to inspire. So part of my channel is learning. A very small portion, but it's something that must be done. In order to grow as a person, it's best to know as much as possible. So today, I will answer the question, why do people have tonsils? I am a doctor after all.
Oh.
The tonsils are small clumps of tissue situated on either side of the throat. Nearby but separate to the tonsils are the pharyngeal tonsils, which are also known as the adenoids. An infection of the tonsils is called tonsillitis, which causes the tonsils to become swollen and red, resulting in a fever and sore throat. In severe cases of tonsillitis, swallowing becomes difficult, in which case the tonsils are often removed. This occurs quite frequently and sometimes leads people to ask, what is the purpose of tonsils in the first place? The tonsils are part of the lymphatic system and therefore act as part of the immune system, helping the body to fight infection. They contain white blood cells and produce antibodies that fight infections that enter the mouth by food or air, keeping the infection in the throat rather than letting it spread to other parts of the body. While the tonsils do help to prevent infection, people whose tonsils have been removed are still protected from infection by the other parts of the body included in the immune system. It is thought by some that tonsils' original primary function was to deal with certain types of infection, such as worms or parasites, which are not quite as common today. The tonsils are at their largest and most prone to infection between the ages of 3 and 6. From the ages of 8, they begin to shrink and are less likely to become infected. Children also start to increase their resistance to infection as they get older, so any infection of the tonsils becomes increasingly rare as you age. Also, the antibiotics produced today are very good at fighting infection and reducing inflamed tonsils, making the need to remove them more and more uncommon and less necessary. Now you done learned something, y'all.
Oh, what? I didn't know Dr. O had a doctorate in tonsils. Apparently. I'm learning today.
Yeah, I've done a lot of kissing. Wait.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
I think I still have my tonsils. I don't think I ever got them removed.
Me too. A lot of my friends in school had them removed, and I never had to deal with that at all.
See, I feel like that, the thing about getting your tonsils removed is you're always, according to mainstream media, you're rewarded with being able to just eat ice cream for a while. So that would be the one thing I would be looking forward to, although I think I want my tonsils for the extra white blood cells. I think that would be useful for me. Mm-hmm.
See, that's a big brain move.
Yeah, there you
We're
go.
ahead of the game.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Also, I just want to say thank you to that gamer chick for the tier 1 sub. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Gamer Chick, Gorek, Cracky, Proto, Mink, hello everyone. And
Hello.
everyone here in Ash's chat, it is a pleasure to be here. Sometimes you see me pop up once in a while, but I'm usually pretty busy, so I don't get to chat very often. So you get to see me in the flesh, so to speak.
You know, and again, like I was telling Doc earlier, chat, when we were testing, that how grateful I am, because I know Doc is a very busy doctor. You know, he's out there taking care of business. So I'm so glad that we get to sit down and chat with you today. So let's get into some burning questions that I have that I've always wanted to know. So
Well, if
first,
they're burning questions, I do have medication for that.
good point. Very good point. I will probably hit you up for you know, RX for that, a prescription. There we go. Okay, so first, for anybody who might not know you, tell us about you and your channel, and where does the name DrOrochi come from?
Well, you hear the term variety thrown around a lot when it comes to Twitch channels. I would say that I would definitely apply it to mine, because I'll pick up a game and get real invested. And then tomorrow I'll say, never mind, I don't want to do that anymore. So you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes we have guest stars, sometimes, and by guest stars, it's usually me pretending to be someone else. Don't tell anybody. That's a secret. Oh, wait, we're live, aren't we?
Oh,
Oh, God.
that
It
part was
was
supposed
really
to be muted.
it was really Santa. I want everyone to know that when Santa was on stream, that's really him, the one and only Chris Kringle.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we just like to have a chill, relaxed, good time. We focus primarily on retro and retro inspired games. Like if something has a pixelated or low resolution polygonal look, I'm already invested. That's the kind of thing that I grew up playing. So when I see that continue to be at the forefront of the indie scene, I just get excited. And we're getting more and more stuff that's leaning into the 32 and 64-bit era, that aesthetic. Other than that, we like to just goof out and chill. I do want to let everybody know that I am a mature channel, which means that we're completely immature. But I do use that quite liberally. So if you're into more of a family-friendly sort of chill vibe, absolutely respect that in every way. But I will warn you, you might be like, what am I doing here? What is going on? So just a fair bit of warning. But it's okay. The way that I look at it is, it's okay to be older. You have to get older, but you don't necessarily have to really grow up. So everyone that's there is, for the most part, calm, chill, relaxed, and mature. We just like to let some steam off. Most of my streams are really late at night on EST. You and I are on the same time zone.
Yeah.
So around 1 to 3 in the morning is normally when I get things started.
Yeah.
So most people have been working all day, or they've been at college, or they've been in school, and they are just exhausted and they just want to let it go. And that's what I want to provide, just a nice place to kick back and unwind.
Yeah, I definitely know that is. I hang out with Dr. O every day. Like every time Dr. O is on, because it is such a awesome place to be. Like he's right. Like there's always variety. You never know what you're going to see there, and I love that. But I also, my favorite thing is the conversation that you all have. I'm always laughing. Like one of my favorite things that you do, Doc, is when you show the clip compilations and the way that people clip some of the things you say. Like in context, it's hilarious, but out of context, it's 100 times funnier. And it's always like, you know, the back and forth with chat, or something happens in the game, or your voice lines. Like, you know, like you'll be playing a game and reading the text, but then you'll change the words of what they're saying. And I'll be like, wait, what? Wait, what just happened there?
It's just a little improving the localization. Sometimes you need to enhance it a little bit to convey the proper meaning and emotion.
Yeah.
But I did almost forget, as to your question as to the name. Well, I have been using this online moniker, this avatar, so to speak, for a long time. We won't get into how long, just it's been a while. And I'm a big fan of Japanese stuff in general, but I do love mythology of all cultures. But I
Yeah.
do have a particular fascination with Japanese mythology. And the story of Orochi, which is an eight-headed, eight-tailed dragon that wreaks havoc, it's one of the core stories. A lot of things in media, like anime, video games, movies, it comes up often, this dragon character. So it's quite popular. I love the story in general, but a lot of things that I also love, like I'm a big fighting game fan, and I love King of Fighters, probably my favorite fighting game series, period. And Orochi has a lot to do with that narrative. So it just keeps cropping up in my life, and it kind of just became a part of me, so to speak.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, you have showed us like on your channel like because there is it is like a character or like an aspect in a fighting game. I believe you have shown that off before, right? Am I remembering that right?
Oh, we've definitely seen
Yeah.
him.
So that's really cool. And I love hearing that story coming from you and how personal it is to you and stuff like that. And yeah, chat, one thing that I do love about your channel as well is that you do when you play fighting games, you also play against the community too. So that's always fun to watch as well.
Yeah, every Thursday night we have a community fight night. We use Fightcade, very easy to set up. So if anybody ever wants to take a couple of rounds, take a shot at me, we're always available in there every Thursday night. Come blow off that steam that I was talking about.
Oh, I love it. Actually, someone in my community was telling me that I need to download Fightcade in my
Oh, it's
Discord.
great.
Yeah, so maybe I'll
I
do
mean,
that.
you also get arcade games and other stuff that you may or may not be okay with playing, but there's a huge variety. Like almost any retro arcade game that you can think of, you can play it, and they don't have four-player capability yet. But you
Okay.
can have someone else play with you. Like if you wanted to do Dungeons and Dragons from Capcom,
Yeah.
that famous beat 'em up, you
Yeah.
and a friend could play online.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna look into it. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's really cool. Okay, I have something cool to look forward to. Yeah, so again, like I said, make sure to follow Dr. Orochi's channel so that way you can get your chance to play and do some Fightcade and check out some awesome gameplay. But all right. I have another question for you. You previously used to broadcast every day. I remember it was like 7 days a week. Is there a reason why maybe you switched up your schedule? Was there something that you had to do that kind of, adjust your streaming schedule to make it like fit better for you? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, when I first started streaming, I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to approach everything. And
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people in the community now, I did start at the beginning of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I had a lot of free time. So initially, I was kind of getting my feet wet, trying to figure out what was going to work for me. And then I found this sort of groove where I was streaming 2 times a day. I would do a daytime stream early in the morning, early afternoon, and then I would do one late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And the community from both sides sometimes kind of crosses over. There are people that spend a lot of time on Twitch, or they have time to be there while they're at work. And then later, when they're off work, they come back by and hang out. So then things started to wind down. I went back to work, and I have a very busy, hectic schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out for me personally to go back to just doing night and having to
Yeah.
focus on that. And I've been very lucky that a lot of people from both sides of the streams that I was doing have all been there for the nighttime. I mean, the community has really stuck by through many, many changes in my schedule. But now it's pretty consistent. I'm a very punctual person, so 1 and 3 a.m. I've got my days all sorted out. The only reason why I cut back from 7 days to five is just because after a certain period, you start to realize that having time away doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
If there's anybody in chat right now that's a streamer that worries about that, because we all do, it is okay to take time to yourself. Don't worry. The people that love your stream will definitely still be there.
I really love that you're pointing that out because I think it is something that a lot of broadcasters have on top of mind. Like, it's like, if I'm not streaming, am I not discoverable? If I'm not streaming, will people forget about me? And I think that it's really great to kind of break that thought pattern. Like, it's great to break that stigma and let people know, hey, you know what? You don't have to be worried about that because balance is so important. Like, it's great that you learned that lesson, that you're also sharing that with other people. So thank you for saying that, because I know a
Oh,
lot of people worry
absolutely.
about it. Yeah.
And for anybody that does stream, I mean, if that is something that is constantly on the forefront of your mind, which is completely understandable, I've been there before myself, you worry about, like you said, discoverability. Everybody knows that there are issues with that on Twitch. It's very well known that it's not quite as easy to get yourself out there. Word of mouth winds up being a huge thing. And doing stuff like this, which thank you again, Ash, is also a big way to get yourself out there, making friends and people in your community that you can help connect with. But if you have a Discord or a Twitter, as long as you stay active with your community and continue to talk with them when you're free, it's always going to help in the long run.
Oh, I like what Finn is saying there. I cut from 5 days to 4, and literally every metric got better because I was putting out content with more energy. That's a really great point. Thanks for sharing that, Finn. And thank you, Doc, for sharing that perspective as well.
Absolutely.
You know what? Okay, a lot of us that are in the chat here love playing retro games, and, obviously me included and stuff like that. That's how I found your channel. But what do you personally love the most about retro and broadcasting retro games?
Well, other than the fact that a lot of it is stuff that I grew up with or I'm more familiar with, I don't have a problem with modern games. I do play a lot of modern stuff off stream. But when it comes to streaming and having to be interactive and chatting and constantly having to juggle 5 to 7 things at the same time, I find that the simplicity of some of the older games, like playing a JRPG, for example, you go forward, you level up, you continue to fight, you beat a boss, you go into the next chapter, and you move on. The only thing that you really have to worry about is entertaining at that point. The more complicated something is, the more difficult it becomes. Like, even when it comes to retro games, it happens sometimes. I love shmups. Big fan.
Yeah.
Trying to play a bullet hell and read chat and goof off at the same time, not quite easy, you know? So it's a dual-sided thing. Like, on one hand, it's something that I'm really passionate about. I really do love retro games because at one point they weren't retro, way back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. So I get to take and impart that knowledge to people that are just now, with retro being more and more popular. You have a whole new generation of people wanting to learn about it, and that excites me. Being able to share that information is a lot of fun for me.
Oh man, I love the way you put that. And you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't have discovered a lot of games if it weren't for you and your channel. For example, the NES Star Wars game that you play a lot.
The greatest game of all time.
Really is. It really is. It does not get enough
It really
attention.
captures the movie. Yeah.
For real. I mean, seriously. It's like they took the movie from the screen and put it in a cartridge and was like, here you go. There it is.
And then to top it off, that John Williams score just screams in your ears. It's so beautiful.
Chef's kiss. So, speaking of which, I'd love to learn about Garbage Day and how did the concept for Garbage Day start?
Well, it's one of those things that sort of organically happen. So, as you play games and expose people to more stuff that they haven't heard of, because I like more obscure, weird, movies and music and entertainment in general. But when it comes to video games, it's the same thing. So, for a while, when I was first getting my feet wet again, I would occasionally bring out a game that people would be like, what is this? What is happening right now? And I loved that reaction. And I thought, you know what? Maybe this should be something that's its own dedicated thing. And going back to the weird movies, there's a film called Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. It's a Christmas, and I'm using air quotes here, a Christmas horror film that contains an infamous line where the lead character says, "Garbage Day." And I thought about that, and it all came together. And I just started doing this weekly stream where we focus on bad games. And the thing that's interesting about it is I'm intentionally always looking for the silver lining. Like, even if the game is terrible, what if it has a really cool concept and it didn't really come to fruition? What if they didn't have the budget or the time? So you get to sometimes find something that you actually enjoy. There's a game called Ernest Evans. You can tell that they had a really cool idea, and it was ahead of its time with the way the character is segmented, so he kind of flops around a lot. it was something that had not been done before, and there was a reason. But I can't get enough of it because it makes me laugh every time. So, through the journey, we all wind up finding things that we're interested in. Some people in chat have actually found games that they love from Garbage Day.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like there's a lot of that in the classic games that we play that we hold love for simply because of nostalgia, right? Like, if you were to have never played that game and you went to it now, you'd be like, why, like, does anybody like this game? But then because of nostalgia glasses, we're like, no, this game is awesome, whatever. Like, I feel that way about Lagoon. That's like my Garbage Day game. Like, everybody tells me how crappy it is, but to me, it's awesome. But you know what? That's something that would be perfect to share on Garbage Day. Like, do you ever take like viewer submissions for Garbage Day, like viewer ideas for Garbage Day?
I do, and sometimes we do a stream where we have redemptions available, so people can choose from a certain console or a certain genre, and we'll play those games that they suggest if I have them. And it's funny that you mentioned Lagoon, because that has been offered up quite a few times. Maybe I'm going to have to do a dedicated stream of that one just for you.
Oh my gosh. It's, you know what? It's got excellent music, but the gameplay itself does leave more to be desired, I would say.
It's funny that you say that because that comes up a lot. We often say, well, at least the music's good. That's usually the...
Yeah, that's usually the saving grace, because it's like, I would not put up with this game if it wasn't for some aspect, and it's usually the music.
Just like Star Wars, everyone. Just like Star Wars.
Exactly. Has there ever been like a game that you played, like Garbage Day or just regular, that you would never touch again?
Typically I don't mind revisiting things, especially if I know there's more quote unquote content to milk from it. But there are some games that they're garbage because they're boring. Like my go-to example is Where's Waldo? People think that it's funny. I want to let you know, it's not, everyone. It's not funny. Once you've played that game and you've solved all the puzzles, that's it. So, I mean, if you see that 5 times in a row on Garbage Day, people are like, oh my God. And the last thing you want to do is have chat be miserable because they're bored. You want them to be miserable because they're upset and angry. That's what you want.
Right. Like Superman 64, like Gamer Chick said.
Exactly.
Perfect example. Well, thank you for sharing that about Garbage Day. It's such a fun day, and I love Ricky. Ricky, right? That's the raccoon's name.
Ricky the Raccoon, king of the garbage.
Ricky is so cute, and I love the little banana that's on Ricky's head. So adorable.
He's proud of his little crown.
Okay, I have a question. If there was a mega brawl between all Mega Man bosses, who would win?
A very tough question, because there's such a wide variety of powers that they have. You would think that some would be even more powerful than they are based off of what sort of power they have. But at the end of the day, I've got to go with my boy Metal Man, because his weapon obliterates everything. And I would like to imagine that whatever sort of ultra adamantium vibranium concoction those blades are made out of would destroy every single one.
I love it. Metal Man, whenever I get Metal Man's like ability, I'm like, okay, this one, it's the easiest to, I feel like it's OP,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's OP. That's why I like it. Do you have a favorite, like mega boss ability in any of the Mega Man games? Like, what's your favorite one?
I mean, really, it would have to be that one.
Okay.
Mainly because it goes in all directions.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. And the best part, you get so many blades. A lot of weapons, they reduce quickly.
Yeah.
That one, you can shoot 3 or 4 blades before you even lose 1 unit of weapon energy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you just go crazy.
I love it. I ask about Mega Man because, chat, if you all don't know, Mega Man's one of your favorite franchises, right?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, if you were going to press me to pick one thing that I love the most
Yeah.
in gaming, it
Yeah.
would just be Mega Man in general. I
Hmm.
just love the character, all of the off-shooting series. The X series is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
It's very near and dear to me.
Is that where like the lemons come from? Because lemons are a theme that's a part of your channel, like in your emotes and things like that, and in your channel point redemptions. Is that where that inspiration comes from?
That is where it all started to come from. It initially came from when Mega Man fires off his regular cannon. The sprite looks like a lemon.
Yeah.
And in the Mega Man community, a lot of people call them lemons or lemon shots, etc. So I took that idea and the fact that we love talking about moisture and put those two things together so that we have lemons everywhere. We are a lemon based community. And the best part about it is, I don't like lemon flavored things.
That's so funny because I was gonna ask, like, do you like Sprite? Like, what, like, lemon flavor stuff, lemon heads, all that stuff? So I guess not. That answers that question.
I will take a warhead though. The
Mm.
extra tartness. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
What?
all about sour candy.
You know what? I have a question. I know I didn't put this in our little Discord chat, but
Oh, no,
I.
I didn't study.
Okay, I know you do your crunch redeem. What is the crunchiest snack, go-to snack for the crunch redeem?
Oh, without a doubt, pork rinds. Now, for those of you that might be offended because of what pork rinds are, you have my deepest apologies, but I'm just being honest. Very, very crisp and crunchy. And the airiness that's in them, it makes it a little more audible. Like it really
Mm.
works well together.
Ah, okay. I think if I had to choose one, I would want to do that with 3D Doritos. I would try that.
Oh, yeah. That could work really well too. That
Yeah.
nice big air pocket in the middle.
Yeah, crunch. That's one of my favorite redeems. You have some really awesome redeems in your channel, by the way. So yeah, everyone make sure to go check that out because they're really, really fun to watch. And
Wink, wink.
yeah. Okay, Doc, if I wrote up the paperwork, could we start the occult?
You know, I've been asked a few times in the past if someone took up the mantle, if they decided to be the one to brave the paperwork, if we could officially become a cult. I just have to say we're going to have to go with no on that one. You know, we're doing so well as we are, and we are hashtag not a cult. We are not a cult.
Not a cult.
But please be one of us. We're waiting. We're standing by.
Speaking of not a cult, can you tell us about the Ethereal one? Who are they? Where do they come from?
Well, you know, it's funny. I like being fairly transparent because we're all adults. Well, for the most part, anyway.
Yeah.
But in my channel being 18 plus and everything, I take into account that there's a little bit of a blurred line between fiction and reality. So the whole O-tubing thing that I do, yes, of course, there's a character and there's lore, but I'm still a person. I have a job. I have things that I deal with. You know, you have mental issues, physical issues, things to discuss that go on, familial issues, work related stuff. If I avoided all of that and I just stayed, quote unquote, in character, I would lose that connection, that real human aspect. So I feel like there's a fine balance to it. Everybody understands that Dr. O is me and Dr. O is Dr. O all at the same time.
Mm.
I just got a really loud sound in my ear, so I totally lost my train of thought.
Oh,
Excellent.
sorry. Sorry.
That's on brand for me. But the ethereal one, that was your question, yes.
Yeah.
The ethereal one is a being of energy that travels across all dimensions, time, and space. In the year 22XX, he finds an abandoned factory located in the forest regions of Earth. Within that factory, a run-down establishment that contains two capsules, one with Dr. O, the other with Rimon-chan. He awakens them, and they live there in this building that you see behind me here. And they play retro entertainment, games, movies, commercials, for the enjoyment of people in the past, utilizing technology far beyond your understanding so that we could connect at the same time. Or is it? All thanks to the ethereal one's energy. We're not a cult.
Not a cult. Remember, not a cult. Wow. That's I really love the deep lore, the explanation of the deep lore. I feel like I'm learning so much about you already. Like
I see you taking notes.
I am. I really, really am. I really
Gonna
am.
have to give you a pop quiz.
Oh man, just I didn't take as extensive notes about the tonsil thing, so we might have to, I might need to borrow notes about that. But anyway,
I got you.
okay, I love that you brought up O-tubing, as you call it. Tell us about your decision to focus on O-tubing and how has it changed your approach to broadcasting, if it has changed it, or how has it affected how you broadcast?
I was actually quite worried about that initially because when I first started the channel, the lore that I just gave you, that lore dump, it was in my head. And down the road, Chan became part of the stream, which I'll get into that also in a moment.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's got to be a way to make it more cohesive, to make everything kind of flow together a little bit better.
Yeah.
And when I first started streaming, I didn't even know what VTubing was. I had never seen a VTuber. I wasn't familiar with it. And it's blown up massively since then.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized once I saw how that works, I was like, man, that is exactly how everything would work in my head. If I had known that that was the thing, I would have looked into it before. So for me personally, this just feels like this is how it's supposed to be. I feel like this is exactly what I wanted to do. So I was nervous because I had been streaming with a cam for pretty much the entirety of my streaming career. I know some people, my streaming career so far. And I wasn't sure how people would react, but it has been overwhelmingly positive. And I think the fact that I had an idea that I'd latched onto initially to really bring it to life, and it ties into my character as a person, my streaming self, it all still works out. Nothing has really changed other than a new coat of paint, I like to say.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like maybe it allows you to be more of yourself, because then you can really create the environment and the style that you want to, because now you can use like the visual elements as a way to continue to tell the story that you want to tell and build the universe that you're creating.
Exactly. And you make a really excellent point. I've had all kinds of plushies and action figures of all my favorite things in the background from day one. But if I wanted to have this run-down futuristic building, what am I going to do? And now here it is. I can actually bring those concepts to life, and it's real exciting to do that.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you and to see how it evolves. Like I said, I love Ricky. I love the little snail character. I love all of those creative things that you do. So I really can't wait to see. And I love how you did even the simple things of like updating your emotes to also reflect like the color, that you've added to your character and the hair. Like I really love those little touches, because it brings everything together. I love that.
Well, I appreciate that a lot because, it's the little things like that that wind up being the biggest pain in the butt. And that was
Yeah.
recoloring those emotes definitely was a pain in the butt, but it worked out. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, birthday banana. Birthday banana is awesome.
Always waiting, always watching.
Okay, so okay. You know what? I really would love to pick your brain a little bit more on your approach to, broadcasting on Twitch in general. I know we touched on a few things a little bit, like just how to partner or get your name out there, or just your thoughts on VTubing. But has there been anything that you learned about, being a broadcaster on Twitch that you kind of think about as you continue on, any kind of lessons or things that you've worked on that you've learned through improving on your own, or just like your experiences on Twitch, like anything that you would want to share with people who are also broadcasters that would learn something from your perspective?
Well, this is something that if I really wanted to, I could probably fill up hours of content just talking about. So it's an excellent question. And I'll try to get to something that you hear often, but I think that people don't convey it properly. So I'm going to try to do my best. If you're a streamer and you're struggling to get the audience that you want, if you have a desire to be partner, if there's something that you're yearning for, whether it's an increase in your numbers, your subs, or if you're looking for that purple check mark, don't stress about it because it will come in time. But there's only one thing that you really need to focus on. Clear your mind of all those desires of what you're wanting to happen and focus on being entertaining. I know that sounds harsh to some people. Some people think that when you say be entertaining, that you're calling them boring or that they suck. No, that's not the case at all. I tell people all the time, be yourself. Whatever it is that you bring to the table, whether you have a passion for something, if you like sharing knowledge with people, if you have a really deep interest in the games that you play, or if you're the type of streamer that plays one particular type of thing and that's what you love, keep doing that and keep being you. Bring your personality and who you are to the table, but you are going to have to find a way to elevate that person that you are and bring it up a notch. You don't have to be some sort of gung-ho, crazy, loud, goofy, hey guys, welcome to the stream. It's another great day. We're going to play Diablo 4 tonight. We're going to have so much fun. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to be that person at all. You can still be you. I mean, I am about as dry and sarcastic and bored as they come. And they keep coming back. So I don't know what it is. It must be something. And you have that something too. If you find yourself struggling with streaming, it is completely understandable. Sometimes you might need to take a step back, take a couple of days to reevaluate. And the best way that you can go about finding out what it is that you need to focus on to be more entertaining is watch your VODs. For some people, that's cringy or hard to do. And sometimes it is hard to listen to ourselves or watch ourselves. But the more comfortable you become with watching and hearing you and how you perform in your stream, it'll become much easier for you to find the flaws and the little things that you go, you know what? I should have said this. I should have done that. That was a perfect time for me to bring this up. And it'll give you ideas for your next stream. And it'll just keep growing. It'll roll and roll and roll and get bigger and bigger. And you'll continue to get better. And in time, you'll be so comfortable with everything that this will be just like any other job. You click go live and you just do your thing. You don't even have to worry about it anymore.
Oh my goodness. Like I was really like zoned in on everything you were saying there because it was just so good. Let me tell you, okay, first of all, the advice that you gave, especially about watching the VODs, I resonate with that so hardcore because I
Hello?
sorry, I don't know why my alarm went off. I was supposed to wake up at 9 and I guess I set it for 9 p.m. Good thing I woke up before my alarm. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so I watch all my VODs. And that was like I think it's so important. Like I know it can be really tough for people to like hear their own voice or see how they interact on camera and like, oh my gosh, like, you know, that's cringe or whatever. But I think you're right. It makes a humongous difference. And you know what? I think you were dead right too when you were saying like be entertaining. Like it sounds like it could be a harsh advice to give, but it is true. Like I feel like one of the most important things that people can do here on Twitch is like learn improv or learn how to carry a conversation or you know learn how to always not necessarily always have high energy, exactly like you said. Like I don't think you have to be that big React Andy or like that like always hype kind of person, but as long as you are, you know, mindful and thoughtful about what you're doing, I think people will resonate. They'll see that, like they'll pick up on that energy. I think that advice was so spot on. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super good stuff. Super good stuff there, everyone. I hope y'all are taking notes for the Dr. O quiz later.
And
Um,
just real quick before we continue about the high energy thing, if
yeah,
that's part of your natural character, like if that's who you are as a person, that's fantastic. That's
yeah,
great. But if you're not that type of person like me, I love having a nice long conversation. We can sit and chat for hours if you want to, but I'm not going to be all, "Huh." It's
yeah,
just not how I am. It comes out in spurts occasionally,
yeah,
but that's another story.
yeah,
Don't do that to yourself because you're going to get burnt out.
yeah,
I mean, if you try to put on a fake persona, so to speak, you're going to inevitably burn yourself out and you're going to hate streaming because you're
yeah.
going to associate it with that.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. It's like, don't be something you're not. Like, if you are naturally like that, okay, fine. If you're not naturally like that, don't like feel like I have to be something because that's what people expect about people on Twitch, you know? But I think that you hit it right on the head. Like, be something that you are because then it's not gonna feel like I'm doing something that I'm like I have to be something that I'm not. So I think you hit it. You hit it right there. Okay, let's take a little look. I'm gonna take a look. Oh, you know what? How did you convince Santa to make an appearance on your channel? Please tell us about that.
He gave me the wrong gift one year and I wrote him 500,674 letters over the course of a decade.
And so finally he was just like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I made that man sweat.
Oh man. And you know what? Can you tell us about Garf and your love of Garf?
Yes, Garf, the legally distinct character that is not the famous orange cat. As a kid, I loved Garfield. I love watching the cartoon. I love reading the comics. When you're a kid, stuff that doesn't have a lot of substance to it can be funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I found Garfield pretty funny. And as I got older and he became more of a meme, so to speak, I realized that I actually did like his character. He's dry. He's a little bit cynical. He's bitter. He just doesn't care. He does whatever he wants. He eats whatever he wants. He sleeps whenever he wants. I relate to that. I get it. That's something to aspire to. Garfield is the best of all of us.
Oh man, I love Garfield and Friends. I used to wake up to that cartoon every morning before I went to school and watch Garfield and Friends. Those are good
And
memories.
then whenever US Acres would come on, that part of the cartoon, that's when I would have to change the channel. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Are there any good Garfield games that you like to play on your channel?
You know that it. Okay. Let's define the word good. Good, good on a purely entertainment related basis, then it has to be Week of Garfield, which came out on the Famicom. It never was released in the West, but there are ways that you can acquire it. And also, it's not too expensive if you're a collector.
Mhm.
That game is abysmally bad, but it's the perfect blend. You know, when I said earlier, I'm trying to look for that silver lining, it
Mhm.
doesn't have one.
Oof.
The only thing it has going for it is that it's Garfield. But despite that, it is such a huge mess. The music is terrible. The sprites are horrible. The backgrounds are garish and they burn into your eyes. The level layout is abysmal and the enemies are nonstop and all of your weapons are borderline useless. It's perfect.
Oh man, perfect garbage day game. I'm guessing, right?
Oh, absolutely. And every time I fire it up, people are like, woo!
Let's go, more Garf. That was one of my. That definitely where you dressed up as Garfield has got to be like one of the best streams, and you have an emote from it too. So that we get to relive that memory through the emote. I love it. I love that day.
Well, I guess a little shameless self-promotion while I'm here.
Mhm.
There is going to be a sequel to that stream.
What?
We've got a whole new year right around the corner. Things be happening.
Oh, I'm really excited for this. Let's freaking go. You heard it here first, chat. Oh, man. You know what? We didn't get a chance to talk about Remen-chan. Can you tell us a little bit about Remen-chan?
Well, she is my robot assistant that helps keeps the stream running. There's a lot of advanced tech around here. I don't know what half of this stuff is, but she knows how to take care of it. So I just keep her well taken care of. Make sure that all of her rotors are lubricated.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's what are you thinking?
Nah, I wasn't thinking anything.
Man, I'm telling you, trying to be all PG over here. Ash is like, ooh, yeah.
I mean, so can you tell me about your community?
Next question. Go ahead. Yeah. Well, when it comes to my community, I like to call them the Helmet Crew. Another thing that ties into the whole Mega Man situation. But also, I feel like most of them need one. So when you subscribe, you get a helmet. That way you're protected and safe. They are fantastic. I am incredibly lucky to have met so many of these people, many of who have become genuine friends. And I would say that it all goes back to what I was saying earlier in the stream about how it's a mature channel. We make a lot of raunchy jokes. We say some off-color things once in a while, but we're adults and we treat each other with respect.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. And the fact that I have found, because I've been to a lot of channels that do quote unquote mature entertainment, and they're not pleasant to each other. They're mean to the streamer, they're mean to each other. The conversations are crass and not entertaining. I've found a wonderful group of people that are able to find that balance and just having a good time and goofing off, you know? And I'm very glad to have met each and every one of them.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one reason why I'm there every day. Like, it feels like a safe place, a comfortable place. Like, we can talk about anything and like chat. Even though there are times when we disagree, you know, people are respectful about those boundaries and those lines. And it's always a really great place to learn. I feel like, you know, learn from each other. So I really love that you have cultivated that community. It's a really great place to be. So
Well, thank you so much for that. That is something that I've aspired to, is trying to have a place where people can have open conversations without getting into some sort of vitriol and getting angry with each other, because you're not doing yourself any favors by getting all worked up over something. I mean, for the most part, the things that people fight about, Star Wars, Star Trek, video games, movies, superheroes, none of it's real. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just chat it out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of which, Doc, what is the best action movie ever made?
Ooh, the best action movie ever made. That is difficult, because there are so many action stars that I really love, like Scott Adkins. He's very popular right now. Huge fan of him. I would love to see him play Batman. It's not going to happen, but in my dream world, he would be perfect. But if I had to go for best action movie, probably anything starring the Golden Ninja Warrior, Richard Harrison. Richard Harrison, the best ninja of all time. Big, thick, puffy mustache, headband that says ninja, bright yellow costume. I mean, the fact that he's able to pull off all that action and look like that, he must be the best. Number one.
Seriously. You know, I love that you also do like some movie nights on your channel or in Discord and stuff. And you show some really, really cool movies. Has there been anything that you've shown lately that you didn't know about and discovered and was like, oh, this is awesome? Or anything that you showed that you really loved or chat really loved?
I would say the one that stands out would be Golden Bat. And Golden Bat is a Japanese superhero who predates characters such as Batman. Like, he actually is a precursor to a lot of superhero tropes. And he's super OP. Like, this is before, you know, you really kind of worked out, oh, let's make him a little more human. No, this guy's straight up just a raging demon. He does not care. He's got his baton, and he really is a mummy that can do anything. He is all powerful. Everything and anything, he can do it. It's crazy. Chat went nuts for him.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Is that your pup?
Yeah, she's out there probably barking at her reflection. I've got a giant window at the front of my house, and she loves to sit there and watch the cars go by. And sometimes when it goes by at the right angle, she sees a reflection and loses it.
Aw.
She's big brain.
That's so funny. That's so cute. Yeah, Bobby's the real star of the show. You already know that. She's there sleeping this time.
Everybody loves Bobby.
Yeah. Okay, do you have any upcoming guests or things that you're working on for your channel that we can get excited about in the future?
Well, other than the upcoming Garf Day 2, which the date is yet to be announced, but I got to get a little excitement sprinkled out there.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit of a brief overview of what we do typically on my channel. So Monday's kind of a toss-up as to whether I play Redemptions or if we do Mega Man, therefore it's like a Mega Monday. Tuesdays, we usually start focusing on some new game and try to get pretty far into it. Like I recently started playing Infernax. First time trying it out, and I know that you've played that one before, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting into it. And then Wednesdays, I take a day off. And then on Thursday, we have Fight Night, where we do the community fight thing with Fightcade. Anybody and everybody is welcome to come by and join. And if I'm busy fighting other people, you can fight other people in the community at the same time. That way, everybody can just chill out, mash buttons, and beat each other up. And then on Friday nights, I typically do a redemption night because that's a really late stream. Usually starts around 3 a.m., 3:30. And then on Sunday, that's the day most people look forward to. That's Garbage Day with Ricky, the king of the garbage, all of the finest, filthiest games ever created.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I know like you did like a little bit of Elden Ring earlier this year. Are there any other games or things like, you know, any kind of aspects of Twitch that you have not had the opportunity to try yet that you would want to get into, or things that you want to experiment with on Twitch that you haven't gotten a chance to that you want to?
You know, it's funny that you asked that because the question and the answer are all right here. I've been wanting to do some hosting. I've wanted to have an opportunity to chat with other people in my community or have people on and talk with them, but I don't have a lot of free time, so I haven't been able to set it up.
Yeah.
But I've wanted to have that experience. And lo and behold, blessed by Ash, we get to have that experience for the first time. So thank you. This has
Oh,
been very insightful, and it's helped me a lot with how I want to go forward with that idea.
awesome. And you know, like anytime, and like I don't care what time it is, anytime you want to message me, you need help with anything, you just let me know. I'll be there, and I'd be happy to help you.
Well, I would be honored. Absolutely.
Well, can you believe that 58 minutes have already gone by?
You know, I just glanced up at that like 1 minute ago and I said, is it really that close? I
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Yeah. So, any last tidbits of information or advice or anything you want to share with chat before we go our separate ways?
Well, chat, I just want to let you know that I have been glancing as we've been chatting. And I want to thank all of you for being here, for Ash, for me, and for the community, because without all of you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. So I just want to send out a genuine, grateful thank you for you taking time out of your day to come by and hang out with us anytime you're able to. We really do appreciate you, because without you, once again, what would we be doing? Same thing I used to do, sitting in a room screaming at the walls.
Oh man, no, thank you so much for taking the time. Do you have a set time that you usually stream every day, or is it at different times?
The times are a little bit different, but they are consistent. If
Okay.
you go to my page and check out the About section, it gives the full breakdown.
Okay,
But
good.
essentially, it's 1 or 3 a.m. EST. Tonight is a 1 a.m. night. So if you're up late and you want to come by, I'll be there.
Okay, great. Okay. And where can everybody find you other than, you know, twitch.tv/DrOrochi? Like, are you on any other social media?
I am on Twitter at Orochi Doctor, OROCHIDR. You can follow me there. I post a lot of artwork, not my own. I do a lot of reposting. I find really high quality stuff that I think looks beautiful, and I like to share it with the community. Other than that, of course, there is a Discord that you can join through my page. And also, I do have a YouTube, but I have not done anything with it yet. It's all that free time, you know. Once I'm able to get some more of that, I think we'll be all right.
Awesome. Would you ever? I know you love finding the best TikTok videos to showcase. Would you ever post on TikTok?
You know, I'm taking it into consideration, and I promise you, it'll be real weird.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you once again for taking the time. Everyone from my channel, you know what to do. Click that twitch.tv/DrOrochi and give the doc a follow. Go and hang out later on tonight and every day that doc broadcasts. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for this incredible chat. Oh my gosh, it has been so wonderful chatting with you. I'm so grateful for your time. I know that you don't have a lot of free time, so I'm really thankful. And we will talk soon. Thank you so much, Doc. I really appreciate it.
Ash, thank you. It means a lot to me, and I was looking forward to this all week. So
Yay.
I'll see you again soon.
All right. See you later. Bye, Doc.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening to this awesome, amazing conversation. I had a blast chatting with Doc. I feel like I learned so much. I really did. And just like some of the things that I really loved, you know, like watching the VODs and, you know, being yourself and, you know, being thoughtful about what you do and all that stuff. Like, Doc is very talented and super amazing. So please make sure, like I said, if you don't already follow DrOrochi, please make sure to give Doc a follow and hang out there. I'm there every day. So, you know, it's a really wonderful place to hang out. Lots of really amazing people are there every day. I always see Gamer Chick and Finn and Cracky Reeds and everybody. Go Rec, everyone's in there, and we have a really good time. So yeah, so I might switch gears. I might take like a little bit of a break, like maybe just like a few minutes break, and then get some games going, and then maybe we'll continue Final Fantasy 6 because I've been wanting to continue that, but maybe we'll take maybe a couple minutes break and then switch gears. And thank you so much everyone for being here. Yeah. I've been wanting to play some Final Fantasy 6. We've been making some really good progress in that. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. Let me see who's in chat. Business, a Moonlighter, Finn, thank you so much for your thoughtful input as well. Tiamat, hello. Azulfria, hello. Corvus, hello. Is it Charlimer? Hello. Who else is here? Go Rec, thank you for being here. Amani, I see you. Thank you so much. Namalki, Mink, thank you everyone. Oh man, you all are amazing. You all are so amazing. Is that Tina? Tina said hi. Thank you for the raid, Tina. Hi to Waffo. Just a game hero. Tina, I saw you playing Pikmin too. I was watching you play some Pikmin. Oh my gosh, it was so good. We just finished. Brisby, thank you for shouting out Tina. Tina was playing Pikmin 2 today, chat. Oh man. Setsuna, hello. Pastel Witch, hello. Welcome. Yeah, we were just talking to DrOrochi. We had a really great conversation. How was your broadcast? Everyone from my channel, make sure to follow Tina, who's a really wonderful, cozy, lovely broadcaster. Thank you so much, Brisby, for shouting out Tina. I love Pikmin 2. It's so precious. I love finding the little human relics. It's so, oh my gosh. And Pikmin 2, I can't remember which Pikmin, if they introduced new Pikmin into that game. I know Pikmin 3, they introduced like the little pink flying Pikmin. Maybe in Pikmin 2, they introduced like the rock Pikmin. I can't remember, but I always keep a little Pikmin on my desk in a teeny tiny pot. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, everybody, like all these amazing cool people were here to hear this interview. It's been so much fun. Yeah, we keep a little I keep a little Pikmin on my desk all the time because I love Pikmin so much. I'm really looking forward to Pikmin 4. I'm so glad that you had a good time with it. Everyone, please follow Tina. Did you beat it tonight, or are you next time you broadcast gonna continue your playthrough of Pikmin? And thank you so much, Sif Toast. Thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. Oh my gosh, thank you. That was really, really awesome of you. Thank you so much. Let me switch scenes here. Thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. That was really generous of you. I really appreciate the support. Enjoy your emotes and your ad-free viewing. So yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I was just about to start up a game. I was gonna start up Final Fantasy VI. Let me see if my yeah, this thing does this sometimes. My freaking Mr. FPGA always gives me issues. And then I have to deactivate it and reactivate it. Give me 1 second. It always does this to me. Is this a brand new Freshy Fresh for the first time sub? Yeah, thank you so much, Sitos. It was. Thank you so much. You've been peeping my merch, Tiamat? Hold on, I'm fixing my Mr. FPGA. It does this to me every time. Oh, I need to change all of this. Actually, we're gonna go to this overlay here. So much cool stuff in my background. Thank you. Yes, I actually have, like, back here under Link, there's a bunch of Pikmin toys in there as well. Hi, Star-Lord. Welcome. How are you? How's it going? Thank you so much for coming in and saying hi. Yeah, I have tons. Do you want to see my Pikmin plushies? I have tons of them. I have tons of Pikmin plushies. Nice Yoshi shirt. Hi, Retro Bear OG. Welcome. How are you? Chat, this thing is giving me a hard time. It does this to me every time. Just preparing for work. Here, I want to show you all while this thing decides. I'm actually retro, so that's my teen years all up behind you. I love it. You got a bunch of plushies as well. Here's my little rock Pikmin. Brother Bill, thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub to Star-Lord. Look at this little rock dude. Love that one. Look at my little red Pikmin, my yellow Pikmin. Oh my gosh, yes, Kermie. I know, I love Kermie. There's 2 Kermies in there. One is a really tiny Kermie. You throw those plush everywhere. Oh my gosh, Elmac. Hello. I don't know what's going on, chat. Like, this thing just does not want to work. It just does not want to work for me today.